Good day. My name is John Love. I'm here with my good friend Chad Krueger. Chad is Senior Vice President of Central Analysis Bureau. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very strong man. How do I know you're a strong guy, Chad? Because we're riding you pretty hard, buddy, and you don't seem to bend or break. Thank you for all that you guys are doing, and you personally, for the Motor Carrier Insurance Education Foundation. And thank you for being a sponsor, a big one, at this year's annual conference.
No problem. That Motor Carrier Insurance Education Foundation is a huge organization for us, and we're happy to be involved, and we're happy to have the opportunity, and really looking forward to seeing all of the folks at the conference coming up here in early October.
Well, you'll be seeing a bunch. We were just talking before we started the recording, actually, Chad and I were, that the conference will be full. So if you haven't registered, you need to do so now. And the other thing I was thinking about, since we've talked many times, Chad, about how many years have you been with Central Analysis Bureau?
I'll have my 5th-year anniversary at the beginning of September, so it's hard to believe that it's already been 5 years. It's been very, very busy. I've had active access to CAB since 2010, but I actually had access as well a little bit before that. But it's hard to believe how many things have changed. We're all very familiar with the actual CAB report, but since that standpoint, we've added so many different tools and resources, whether it be the basics calculator, the express report, whatever it might be. And also right now, our MC Advantage, our Motor Carrier Advantage product is moving out there as well too. We were acquired by Randall Riley in the spring of 2020. And that's just been an exciting opportunity, and we've gotten tons of investment. Our staff has almost doubled in that time. So we've got lots of things going on, and we're still loving the opportunity to take care of our clients as we continue to grow our organization.
Well, it seems to me that that's about the only thing that hasn't changed over the last 5 years or 10 years at Central Analysis Bureau, and that's servicing your clients, because the point is just about everything else has changed or evolved, right?
Absolutely. And we love, and honestly, the best part of my job is when clients call with questions, or they want us to, consult with them on a CAB report or something like that, or they're looking for a resource or a service. It's always fun when someone calls and asks about something, and I can just take them right to the website and show, hey, this is that piece as well too. And we continue with the webinars twice a month as well too. And one of the things that has kind of shifted over my last 5 years here is that we're getting lots and lots of organizations that are looking for efficiencies. Certainly the CAB report and the user interface is very important, and it's a part of the regular process. And most of the people that we work with keep their CAB access open throughout their day because it's so important. But we're really seeing a heavy uptick with, and we always saw kind of with insurance carriers, where they were looking for APIs and things like that, integrations and so forth. And that's been around for quite a while. But with the way technology is going, and with third-party platforms and things like that, policy management software and things like that, we're seeing more and more opportunities where organizations, MGAs, agencies, and things like that are looking for ways to ingest the CAB information and our aggregations in a way that will help them with their efficiencies. And we're all about efficiencies. And for anybody who's ever had the joy of meeting or talking to Shuey, there's nobody that knows more about that stuff than he does. And he's got an absolutely fantastic team with those integrations. So that is one of the things that, if I had to put my finger on, besides our Motor Carrier Advantage resource, that I've seen change the most from what our users are looking for, those APIs and integrations, whether it be through Salesforce or different things like that, TSIQ, those different things, those are just becoming much more prevalent. And our team, Shuey's team, has reacted very, very well for that, for having things pre-set up and having plugins and custom APIs as well too. So that's a cool thing about our industry, because one of the things that, there's different organizations out there, and I think that sometimes people think that there's this dream that, hey, you can just eventually have a machine underwrite. And no matter who comes to us and maybe has that kind of concept in the back of their mind, even if they try to do it initially, they always come back and they're like, oh yeah, we need people. We need people involved with this stuff. So that is one of the interesting things that I've seen out there. We all want to be as efficient as possible, and we're here to help people be as efficient as possible. But that day, I'm still waiting for my flying car that the Jetsons promised me when I was watching cartoons as a kid. That still hasn't happened yet. But that the human interaction with the underwriting process, the claims process, the loss control process. I mean, people might disagree with me, but I don't see that ever going away, no matter how efficient we want to be.
Oh, I think you're dead on. And from my perspective, working with Central Analysis Bureau for decades, my thought is this, tell me what you think. There's so much information and it's changing so quickly and how you need to apply it. I'm talking about you, the human being. I'm talking about you, the underwriter. You have to have the best assistant, the best tool, the best report to make the best decisions. If you're not using whatever it is, that's the very best, then I think you're at a competitive disadvantage. And I'm not talking about an organization. I'm talking about a human underwriter. So wherever you're working, if you're not using the best tools, and certainly the analysis of data relative to risk selection, relative to safety, relative to exposure, because that's what you're talking about. It's not peripheral, it's core. I can't imagine. Can you imagine saying, let's expose our capital and insure a bunch of extra heavy truck tractors running around the country, but we're just going to, not just talk among ourselves, not look at what's available. I can't imagine it.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Every once in a while we have people reach out, looking for, well, we just want the data. We just want the data. It's just, I always chuckle in the back of my mind a little bit. And that's where having working with an organization like MCIEF is so important. And we've talked about this in the membership growth committee and things like that, where how can people maximize that membership of MCIEF, because this really is that spot where you need to be to stay up to date with all the different opportunities coming out there. And we come across, motor carriers. We talk to motor carriers, relatively frequently. And there's just different things that they don't understand, whether it be from their coverages or whether it comes from the data or what they're reporting to the FMCSA and different things like that. And one of the first things I tell people, that they're like, and I've had this question, what should we do? And you need to align yourself with an agency and an organization that understands transportation and understands trucking. And really that's that hole that MCIEF really does a great job of plugging in the industry.
Well, I mean, you guys have done so many good things and so much right, but I've got a criticism. I know something you haven't done. It's a big, big mistake. If you don't mind me saying so, you have not figured out how to clone Shuey. If you could clone him, you could make more money there than you'll ever make in the data analysis business. You could sell him to everybody. Yeah,
we even have a 3D printer, and we still haven't figured out how to clone him yet. We're working on it. No, it would be impossible. He's absolutely core to our organization's success. And anybody, like I said, anybody who's had the opportunity to meet or talk to Shuey just comes away being amazed. And believe me, if we could, he does have a number of sons, so maybe we can do something like that.
There you go.
But we'll have to see about that.
Passion, intellect, avocation, and vocation, all wrapped into the best package possible. Tell them that we said hello. I've got something else to talk to you about. You're coming to Orlando in October as a big sponsor of our annual conference. As a matter of fact, you're sponsoring our breakfast on Thursday morning, which I think will have the most attendees of any event that we have, probably of the entire conference. And so it'll be a great meeting. That's something we haven't ever done before. So our commitment to Central Analysis Bureau and all of our registers is to do a really good job, make it quite worthwhile for everybody, not just food, but thank you for the food, by the way. Thank you for everything, but thank you for the food. Hey, but you're going to get a chance to meet with a lot of different folks before on Wednesday and throughout the time that we'll be in Orlando. And I know you're looking forward to that because, these are your customers right now and potential customers. Tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to doing, what you hope to accomplish.
Again, we've talked about this before. The ultimate thing, and again, where we need to be at MCIEF. The vast majority of people that are attending this conference are people that we already work with, and there's certainly a number of them that we don't, and we'd certainly love to work with them. But there's no better opportunity to be able to have contact with as many of our customers than at MCIEF, and that's one of the reasons why we like it. And I do passionately believe that from the vendor standpoint, sponsoring organizations, with like MCIEF is so important because for us, it's a lifeline. It's the lifeblood of an organization like us. Well, to say nothing of the customer standpoint, but the users are what helps us make this system as good and as efficient and as useful as possible. And being able to have those one-on-one conversations is very, very important to that development over time. We are this year, I think we're going to have I think 6 people at the conference this year, and that's more than we've ever had before. And it just makes sense. So we've got a number of folks that are looking forward to being able to meet and interact with folks. Maybe a bunch of folks we've maybe only ever talked to on a Zoom meeting or a phone call or an email or something like that. There's no changing. There's no separating those. COVID kind of caused us to depend on Zoom meetings and things like that, but there's no replacement from in-person interaction, and we love that.
Well, we're going to welcome you and everybody else with open arms and obviously shake your hand and give you a pat on the back for your dedication and leadership and financial contribution to Motor Carrier Insurance Education Foundation. And we're also going to put you to work in the classroom. I know this because you told me, but not everybody knows it. The truth is, if you have a passion, it's probably to teach. So we're gonna hold you to it and let you talk to us about these upcoming changes and regulation that are really going to occur, are they not? And so thank you for that.
Yeah, it's there. I mean, it's been put out there. They've got the preview going for CSA 3.0 or whatever you want to call it. Obviously, something that we're paying very, very close attention to. We're talking to our clients frequently. They've got a lot of questions about it. I wish I could give you a day or a date or even a ballpark as to when these are going to change. What we do know is, yes, it is going to change. When it is and exactly what it's going to be, we don't know. They're giving us some insights, but again, with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, any government entity, it's basically they could do some final tweaks and things like that. But they're committed to communicating with us. We had an opportunity to talk to some folks from the FMCSA about a week or so ago, and we tried to nail them down on a date. And one of the constant, they said it tongue in cheek, but one of the constant things that they talk about, or the reference they use, is in the coming months, because that could be tomorrow or that could be a day before the end of time. So,
you may not know, but you're going to know. You're going to know. You'll be in the top 10 on the planet Earth that knows when we all know.
That is definitely the case, and we'll do our best to communicate it to our users and our clients out there as well too.
Well, Chad, I feel like we could talk all day long because the conversations are always interesting. There are lots of different subjects, but we just look forward to seeing you in only a month, and it'll be great. We'll make sure that we do all we can, all of us, right, to welcome everybody who's never been to one of these conferences and everyone back who's been to maybe as many as this will be their 10th. But looking forward to seeing you. Thank you. Thank everybody at Central Analysis Bureau on behalf of all of us for what you're doing for us. And it's just wonderful to spend time with you. Thanks.
Absolutely. We're excited to see everybody as well. And we look forward to seeing everybody in early September in Orlando. You guys have a great day.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
Yep.
It's October, but that's okay.
We'll cut out
the very last.
Gosh darn it.
September's like we're almost there, but we're okay. Have a great day.